11. I spent half the day looking into Brian's background, then took a deep breath and called my best friend. Hey, sweetie, how's it going? Didn't I ask you to introduce me to some dead-end guys? How did a top-tier industry player like Brian end up in the mix? My best friend gave an awkward laugh. Well, you can't just look for someone completely useless, right? And honestly, he's not as wealthy as you are. Besides, I saw him at Sean's party last time. Just thinking about it made me angry. The kind of people Sean and his crew hang out with, they're not exactly your average crowd, are they? Ugh, if you're not into him, just move on. There are plenty of other fish in the sea anyway. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. Send me his contact information. Huh. The last time we met was through you. We didn't add each other as friends. My best friend burst out laughing. You actually have a crush on him? Like him? Not a chance. I'm asking how much he'd charge to work for me. 12. 2 p.m. I stared at the contact card my best friend had sent me, hesitating for a long time. Finally, I took a deep breath and sent a friend request. Then I flipped my phone face down on the desk, opened my laptop, and started working on my thesis. 7 p.m. I stretched my neck, ready to head downstairs for dinner. The phone lying face down on the desk felt like Pandora's box. I had this feeling that as soon as I opened it, some monster would bite me. Given Brian's personality, who knows what toxic things he might say after adding me as a friend? I could already picture him saying with a sarcastic look, "Hey, player who's dating 20 guys at once." Sticking my neck out or pulling it back, either way I was going to get the axe. With that in mind, I carefully picked up my phone. Not a single message. Oh, I had Do Not Disturb on. I bit my lip and turned it off. 3, 2, 1. Still no messages? I opened WeChat and noticed that the friend request I sent had gone unanswered. I underestimated him. I sent another request, refusing to give up. I've accepted your friend request. Now, we can start chatting. This time it was accepted instantly. I quickly typed, "Hello, Mr. Chin. This is Luna from C Group. We would like to invite you to serve as the lead designer for our upcoming project. Are you interested?" The typing indicator appeared and disappeared a few times. Seeing his hesitation, I added, "Take your time to think it over. The compensation is negotiable and won't be less than your previous salary. If you're interested, I'll have our department head reach out to you." After a long time, Brian finally replied, "I'm curious. Do you actually have a bad memory, or are you doing this on purpose?" Hey Chi, can you talk like a regular person? 13. Having a bad memory is a real thing. Being afraid to speak like a normal person is also a real thing. I'm struggling with my wording. So, can you come? I thought you added me to continue our conversation from the boat last time. How interesting. What's left to say about that conversation? Worried we might start an argument? I pressed further. What are your salary expectations? What's your price? I raised an eyebrow and typed quickly, "I can offer you the unimaginable." Looking forward to it. For some reason, looking at his highly abstract profile picture and equally abstract words, an image formed in my mind. In that image, Brian sat in front of his computer, his head slightly lowered with a faint smile. 14. Mommy. Evelyn wrapped her arms around my shoulders, pleading, "I just want your homemade noodles. Please make them again." I don't know how to make pasta. I gently peeled her off me. If you're hungry, just order takeout. I really can't cook. But I can. She jumped up and pulled me into the kitchen. Come on, I'll show you. My temples throbbed. If you know how, why make me do it? Evelyn grinned. Mom's cooking just tastes different. Half an hour later. Now you know why I don't cook, I shrugged. Not only can I not do it, but I also wreck the kitchen.
Ah,
Evelyn scratched her head. How did you manage to miss the pan while cracking an egg? Is that weird? I picked up the rice cooker I had just ruined and placed it in a box. My suggestion is to eat out. It's fine. You sit down and I'll cook. Evelyn pushed me out of the kitchen. Don't come in no matter what. I had just stepped out of the kitchen when the doorbell rang. Strange. Who could that be? Puzzled, I opened the door. Sean stood at the doorstep, holding a few bags in his hands. I narrowed my eyes. How do you know where I live? You're not some undercover agent. Why wouldn't I know? He walked in on his own, setting the bags down on the table. You haven't eaten yet, have you? I brought you something. Wait, what's that smell? Is something burning in here? No. Damn, what happened to this pan? Luna, were you in the kitchen? I quickly pulled Evelyn and Sean out of the kitchen, kicked the door shut, and locked it firmly. Sean glanced at Evelyn. Your cousin is here too. She beamed. Yeah, are you here to see my sister? I shot her a glare, mouthing, don't mess around. Evelyn gave a thumbs up and happily followed Sean to bring out the food. Just as I was about to help, my phone rang in my pocket. It was Jasmine, the long-suffering employee of Mr. Cheese Company, and the one who had caused me so much trouble. Little Boss Chi, you're amazing. Brian agreed. Did he really agree? I was a bit surprised. I thought his studio was pretty busy. I didn't think he'd have the time. That's why our young boss is so sharp. He turned down Mr. Shu's offer and signed the contract with us instead. I glanced at Sean, who was beaming with joy. Jasmine, keep your voice down. 15. At the dinner table, Sean gave me a scrutinizing look. Are you sure that guy Brian isn't up to something? I don't care what he's up to, I shrugged. Anyone who can bring in revenue is a walking cash cow. Sean sneered. A living money god or a living heartthrob? Don't slander me. Spreading rumors is against the law. Didn't you go on a blind date with him as well? What happened? It didn't work out. How did you find out I went on a blind date with him? I crossed my arms and looked at him. Cece wouldn't have told you all this, would she? Sean didn't back down. What can I know? This is just too strange. I shook my head. Sean, it makes me uncomfortable. Even though we're close friends, I still value my privacy. I don't like feeling like you know more about my comings and goings than I do. Can I say something? Evelyn timidly interjected. Are you two arguing? I glanced at her. The adults are talking. Children shouldn't interrupt.
oh,
She lowered her head dejectedly and began peeling a mangosteen. Good friends. Sean took a deep breath. So, you've always seen me as just a good friend? I pursed my lips. Or a competitor. I like you. He looked me in the eyes. Do you get it now? I understand, I said, but I don't like you. He was taken aback, then smiled. That's so you. Can I say something? Evelyn glanced at me, then at Sean. Is this a confession? Yeah, Sean said. And it was rejected. Can't you tell? Evelyn nodded. I can tell. I know I haven't been reliable in the past, he said, but I'm willing to change for you. You mean something special to me. Cut it out. I shot him a disdainful look. We've known each other long enough. We both know exactly who the other is. There's no need to keep torturing each other. Luna, I've had feelings for you for 10 years. 10 years. I nearly laughed out loud. You're kidding, right? Of course I am. Sean widened his eyes. I'm dead serious. Then explain this. Why did you silently have a crush on me for 10 years like some tragic romantic lead, but never confessed? He scratched his head. I was worried about distracting you from your studies. Even after you earned your PhD, you were still completely absorbed in your research. All right, I'll take your word for it for now. I nodded. Then explain this. During those 10 years, you secretly had feelings for me. Why did you keep dating one girl after another? There's that too. Evelyn gasped in shock. I never noticed, Uncle Sean. Under my stern gaze, she quickly fell silent. I just can't stand being alone. Yeah, I get that. I shrugged. So, if you told me today that you're done messing around and ready to settle down, I might consider it. But if you say you've liked me all this time, sorry, that just means you liked me while seeing other people. Kind of ironic, isn't it? He raised his hand solemnly. I know, but I won't do that again. I shook my head. Right now, you're just curious about me because none of your ex-girlfriends were like me. But if we got together, you'd quickly realize there's no real difference, and you'd get bored. Besides, you can't stand being alone, but I'm used to peace and quiet. Luna, I know this doesn't sound great, but Sean sighed. With backgrounds like ours, there's no such thing as pure feelings. I smiled. I'd rather have nothing than settle for less. Evelyn clapped excitedly. Yes, that's right. Don't just marry anyone.